This morning I was watching a video put out by the tourism board for the Baleares Islands for 2021, and it included a rock outcrop which is actually near to Santanyi. So we've just visited the village of Santanyi and we've come down now to Cala Santanyi. But while we're there, while we'd just come down to Cala Santanyi, we noticed this interesting sculpture here, which you can see is called Equilibrio, and it's a sculpture by Rolf Schaeffner. An outstanding and challenging international project shows that peace and a responsible attitude towards nature are inseparable. So let's just have a look. We can just come round here, and we're coming down now to the coast. It's a bit of a rocky pathway, so it's a little bit up and down, but it looks very pretty down here. So the weather forecast this morning did say we've got a bit of a cold snap, and the temperature has indeed dropped, but the winds are coming from the north, and we're down on the south east part of Mallorca, and the sun's shining, and there's not much breeze where we're standing at the moment, and it is very warm, and the sea is looking absolutely beautiful. It is a bit of a rocky track, so it's a bit of a scramble for us oldies to get down here, but I think we'll manage it. If the camera starts giving you funny angles, it means I've fallen over. So just going to move on down here. I'll turn the camera off now. It was certainly worth the scramble down those little rocks there to get this wonderful view of this fantastic rock structure, which is just sitting here in the sea. And the views just round the headland here, little bays that we've got here in Cala Santanyi. So this is reminiscent for us of the rock arch that we have down in Dorset, Durdledor. I think this one might even be a little bit more spectacular. The local stone around here is a type of sandstone that they call Maorca, and they just cut it out of the rocks and have used it for centuries for building. And here's an area fairly close to the sea here, where it looks to me as though they've been cutting it out and they just make it into blocks, and those blocks get shipped off by sea, I would imagine, from here, and then used for building houses and other things that they might be building. So this is the Maorca. Many of these little bays here are inaccessible other than by boat, but the waters are very, very clear. You can see the bottom of this quite clearly here. It would be an interesting place to bring your boat and do some snorkeling perhaps. A little bit close to the edge here. It is very solid rock there, looking down to the clear waters of the sea and back up to the outcrop over there. So we're just now going to climb up and back up to the car. So here we are now down at the beach in Cala Santanyi. It's a beautiful November day, November 2020. We've just had a bit of a cold snap, so the temperature's dropped just below 20 degrees. But as you can see, the beach is just behind me, and there's hardly a soul on this beach, but one or two people, and it looks as though there might be even one or two venturing into the sea. We were quite lucky to find there was a space in the car park. In fact, there's about 100 spaces in the car park. There's only 3 cars parked in there. I think normally in the summertime this would be absolutely packed and you wouldn't be able to park here. But today it's winter, there's very few tourists here, and so parking is not an issue. Just pan round back to the beach and we'll just go and have a look what the sandy beach is like here in Cala Santanyi. The weather forecast spoke of strong winds in Mallorca for today, but those strong winds were coming from the north, and we're down on the southeast of Mallorca, and so we're actually in a very sheltered spot. And certainly when you're in the sun, it really does feel quite warm. In the shade, yeah, it is only about 18 degrees, so it is a bit cool for Mallorca, but there's plenty of sunshine out there, and there's one or two people who are actually taking the rays and sunbathing, and maybe one or two even going to venture into the sea. Very similar to many of the little calas here in Mallorca. Great place for swimming. Get your snorkel out, have a look at the fish. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please share it with your friends and give us a thumbs up. And also don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can see more of our videos of Mallorca. And I'll see you in the next one.